All right, Miss Carol, boxwoods. Before we start on that, singular or plural?
Plural. I mean, the singular form of the word is plural.
It's plural, okay.
Yes.
Boxwood.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I always wondered that because I think Dale might have mentioned that to me a couple of times. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about boxwood.
And you're also saying it properly, boxwood. A lot of people just call it box, common box.
Oh,
it
common
really
box,
should be
okay.
written boxwood as one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the cultivars.
Well, let's talk about species.
Oh,
I mean,
I
you know,
understand.
and I always like to tell this story when I start talking about boxwood. And when I worked at a garden center in school, a man came in and said, I need to buy one. The UPS truck backed over my boxwood.
Right.
I said, what species? You know, is it Japanese little leaf? Is it a Korean box? Is it a common box? I don't know. So we've got to know which one. And then when we get into the species, all the different cultivars, because they all look a little bit different. So we actually didn't have the same one he had. So if you do put boxwood in your landscape, one thing I want to start with right away is make a note somewhere of what exact species and cultivar you purchase. So if you ever do need to replace one, and you probably will.
You probably will, right.
You'll know exactly what to ask for.
Okay. All right. Good.
The one that everybody around here loves to call American box, there is no American boxwood. Because if it's the English or common box, the one that you normally see in the formal gardens, I was taught to call that common boxwood. It's actually of North African, Western Europe, and Eastern Asian origin. All of them are. I wondered if it got called American because it was so well used in the Williamsburg, colonial Williamsburg. It's a very popular plant. But common boxwood to me is a more proper name. It's a picky plant. It's a picky plant.
Okay.
It does not like our hot sun.
Ugh.
It does not like our cold wind.
Oh boy.
Both will make it turn bronzy orange. And so I always think it's like Goldilocks. It's too hot, it's too cold, this is just right. You've got to find just the right site for them. And in the root zone, if they have any kind of poor drainage issues, they're out of here too. And they get root knot nematodes. So all kinds of things.
It's a lot of problems.
People say, you hate boxwood. I don't hate boxwood. I like boxwood. I just like to see them well sited, and a boxwood can be a beautiful thing. As extension agents, you and I learn to hate plants. We get a lot of phone calls.
That's right.
We're like, please
Exactly
plant
right.
something
That's
else.
right. Yeah,
We can give you a little green shrub that's going to do well where you need a little green shrub. So the common box has a more pointy leaf, and this is how I identified it for the man. I said, the common box has a more pointed leaf, and it smells a little bit like cat urine.
Oh gosh.
He said, yeah, that's it. Some people actually like that smell.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's an interesting smell. So it's going to be dark green, needs some sun, needs some shade, and needs some protection from the wind. We do, in the Korean little leaf types, and the little leaf, Japanese little leaf and the Korean types, they will take more hot sun.
Okay.
They can still bronze up in the winter, but they have bred now, and they have come out with cultivars that, to me, the whole issue with the boxwood is making it stay green.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep them green if they're not happily sited. So the Japanese little leaf are more suited to our hot sun, and if you get one like Winter Gem, and actually some of these, they have gone back and crossed with the English box or common box, Buxus sempervirens. And you know I love to teach a little bit of Latin.
No, I know you do. Go right ahead.
What does semperfi mean?
That means always live.
Always faithful.
Yeah, no.
Semper
Fidelis
Fi.
means live.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, Semper Fidelis means always faithful.
Yes. So semperfi is short for that, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, sempervirens is always green. Sempervirens. And you'll
Always
see a lot
green.
of things
Okay.
named
That's right.
sempervirens. It means that it keeps its green foliage through the wintertime. So then within that group, you'll have some really cool ones like Graham Blandy or D-Runk, which are tall pyramidal
Heard of
forms.
that one. Yeah.
But everybody likes to like that little bitty mounding edging boxwood called Safruticosa. Safruticosa is just a horrible plant for this area. It is not happy. It doesn't do well. It looks sparse. And I see people trying and trying to make it grow where they want it to grow. I see a lot of people do restorations of old historic gardens, and the original plan called for this boxwood. So they keep putting it in there and keep killing it. And I like to quote Durr on that. He said they are sacrificing pragmatism for the sake of historical, So I just, let's get over it. Let's go to one that actually will do well. So I do like them. They just need to be well sited.
Right.
Also, and I read this somewhere, it says it's so true, by the time you've taken a pruner to them, most people shear them into such
Yes, they do.
unnatural forms. Why would it matter anyway?
Yeah.
But I fell in love with them one day, wandering around the Ralston Arboretum. I found a collection that had been allowed to grow naturally, and nobody had touched them with their shears. And they're beautiful. They can be kind of frothy and weeping and all sorts of cool textures. So if you're going to put it in the hot sun, the message is go with the Japanese little leaf types or the Korean types, and you're going to have a lot better luck with it. I have one that's called Unraveled. It's actually a weeping boxwood that I've had in a pot for many years in the hot sun and the cold wind, and it's done beautifully. So you've got to find the right boxwood for the job.
Okay,
in
so
general.
stay green. That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
Go ahead.
I got time to talk about pruning them because that's what people do badly.
I was just about to say that because we get more questions about pruning boxwood than anything else.
Number one, don't prune anything.
Uh-oh.
Anything in the fall.
All right.
Oh, okay.
After August, you should be through.
Okay.
If you prune anything after August, and a boxwood is a great example, and it has time to put out new growth, and that is extremely sensitive to frost. So you're going to get all those brown tips, and I see it happen over and over in the landscape, and we've got this horrible little burnt shrub because they pruned it at the wrong time. So if you do prune it at the end of winter, that's when you want to do it.
End of winter.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And you should properly prune it by going and doing what's called plucking. You go in and remove some of the growth. Don't shear it. You want to let light into it as best you can.
Right.
And that's going to keep it healthier and more
But you know
dense.
folks like to shear it. They like the meatballs right across the top. You know that.
And you get this question a lot too. We got this giant old boxwood. What do we do to control the size? Can we cut it down? Will it leaf out? So what do you tell them? I give them about half a 50-50 chance.
That's what I
It'll
tell them.
leaf out. It'll leave out.
Yeah, leave out. There you go. Yeah, exactly right.
You can reduce its size gradually over a few years by doing the plucking method. Reduce, reduce, allowing it to produce new growth in the interior until it's still a healthy plant. You can reduce its size. You just can't do it all at once. You can't reduce it all at once.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a little time left. The American Boxwood Society.
Yes, if you really love boxwood, and I do like boxwood. The American Boxwood Society is a great society you could join, learn all about the different cultivars and what does well. There's a splendid boxwood collection, as you mentioned, Dale Skaggs at the Dixon Garden and Gallery right here in town. And Cheekwood. Cheekwood also has a very good boxwood collection. And they often have boxwood meetings at Cheekwood if you want to join one of those societies and learn a lot more about boxwood.
Right. And I'm pretty sure Dale can teach you a lot about pruning techniques.
Oh, Dale's awesome with the boxwood. He's my go-to guy for boxwood. Absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate the good information, Ms. Carol.
All right,
you much.
thank you.
All right.